You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling numb. Touching on your body feels like taking on a drug. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling numb. Everything you do, I can't seem to get enough. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling numb. I could look at you all day, watch the way them hips sway. Love your body so I pray, don't you dare take it away. Can't control what I say, lost my mind cause your frame. Hey girl, what's your name? Lit me up just like a flame. Body in motion, I feel the commotion, beyond you like lotion. I'm honest and broken, I flow like the ocean. I feel you were chosen to fix me, I'm broken. My heart that you stolen, hey. Stay with me, play with me, lay with me. Hate to see when you leave, chemistry feels like it's destiny. I just want you laying next to me, and I really don't want you to ever leave. On your body feels like taking on a drug. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling numb. Everything you do, I can't seem to get enough. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling numb. Touching on your body feels like taking on a drug. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling numb. Everything you do, I can't seem to get enough. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling numb.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to another Sunday night showdown with the NEXXTCAR Racing League. Tonight, the Truck Series is heading to Dover, Delaware to take on the Monster Mile. The last time we were here at the concrete 2-mile track of Dover, we had tempers flaring. And what's better to follow that up the very next season? Coming right back here in the playoffs with another Dover race. Last week in the opening race of the round of 12, we saw Tuck pick up right where he left off in the regular season, grabbing the opening playoff race win. Last season, tempers hit their peaks in the cutoff race here at Dover. Are we in for the same outcome this season, or are these drivers going to keep their tempers in check? It's almost time to go racing here at the 1-mile concrete track at Dover International Speedway. Who will be able to tame Miles the Monster? Find out next here in the NEXXTCAR Racing League. This is playoff race number 2.
Above it all, untouchable, a new animal. This is how legends are made.
Oh, here they come into the trial for the final time here tonight. Looking like we're about to witness another fantastic Talladega finish. Old school outside, D-Blood inside. It's going to be a drag race to the finish line. It's D-Blood getting it done.
This is how legends are made.
Oh, here they come through 3 and 4 for the final time here tonight at Michigan. D-Blood's going to slip up a little bit going into 3. That's going to open up the door for Tennessee, who's going to take full advantage. And Tennessee is going to lead them back to the checkered flag here as they battle side by side behind them for second. Here they come through 1 and 2 for the final time this season here in Season 6 of the NEXXTCAR Racing League. The 51 of Topster is going to lead the field back to the checkered flag. The 52 of Tuck is going to finish second in the race, but it's not going to be enough as the number 4 Toyota of Tennessee Titan is going to go back-to-back Truck Series championships here at Phoenix.
This is how legends are made.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the NEXXTCAR Racing League. I know it has been a while, couple weeks, but we are back in here with the NEXXTCAR Truck Series heading to Dover International Speedway for 200 laps here around this concrete 1-mile track that has coined the term Dover, the Miles the Monster. We are joined once again up here in the booth with James Iconelli. What is going on, buddy?
Nothing much, man. How about you?
I'm good, man. I'm excited. I am ready. Last season here at Dover, tempers flared, if you remember, in that cutoff race to make the championship 4. Are we in for the same outcome tonight?
I mean, anything can happen. this is not a cutoff race, so I do expect the tempers to be a little more calmer and the racing to be a team bit more calmer, as there are 3 races in the playoffs instead of 2 like last season was. So, like I said, probably a little calmer, but honestly, anything can happen with these drivers. I'm pretty sure tempers have flared a little bit these past few weeks anyways, so yeah, anything can really happen.
Oh, absolutely, especially here at Dover. I mean, this is a mile track, but it's concrete, and these turns are banked heavily at 30 degrees, I believe it was. So these drivers are going to have their hands full tonight. There's a reason this track is nicknamed Miles the Monster. If you're not careful, Miles will reach out there and grab you and throw your car around, and you are going to go around for one heck of a ride.
Yeah, just like real life, it's very, very tricky. I do not envy these drivers at all for racing here. I would rather not race here, if I'm being honest. But it's just me personally. But yeah, very tricky track. You have to be somewhat near perfect if you want to execute and have a chance at the win. You make small mistakes, they will cost you a lot, especially here.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm kind of the opposite of you. I wish I was out there on that track tonight. I absolutely love Dover. You know, I got that personal connection being stationed out here for 7 years now. Go there every year with Ryan Blaney, and I just absolutely love this track. And I wish I was out there behind one of the wheels of this truck. But yeah, these guys tonight, 200 laps here, and you don't know what is going to happen each and every lap. You go into turn 1 200 times here, but every time you go into turn 1, it is something completely different. Your truck reacts different. Then down there into turn number 3, right underneath the bridge, James, they've got that little dip right there as you're heading into turn number 3 that gets your truck really upset. So these guys all around this track have got some barriers that they're going to have to overcome here.
Yeah, very, very tricky. I don't have much to add on to it. You really have kind of nailed everything for this. But yeah, these drivers are, like I said before, they're gonna have a tough, well, hopefully not a tough time, but they're probably gonna have a tough time trying to deal with how this track drives. Like you said, every time you go into a corner, it definitely feels different. It just seems like there's something different every time you go into the corners, and I personally do not know where I'm going with this because I don't know. It's just been a mentally exhausting day for a number of reasons. So I there's not much for me to say. Very tricky track, and anything can happen. Especially coming off of turn 2 and 4, those are very, very tricky.
Oh, absolutely. That wall comes at you out of nowhere, especially off of 4. Out of 2, your car or truck gets very loose, so you're able to kind of easily avoid the wall a little more. But coming out of 4, it's completely different. Your truck pushes up towards the outside wall. So yeah, it is going to be very treacherous here around this mile track. But let's get into the driver's mindset and let's get down there and let's get some pre-race interviews going on. We got 3 drivers here tonight that we're going to do some pre-race interviews on. So let's get them in here and let's get those interviews started. All right, starting off the pre-race interviews with the man who won the regular season Drivers' Championship and came out here last week and got the win in the opening round of the playoffs. Tuck, what's going on, buddy? Tuck, you there, buddy?
What's up, Ronnie?
Not much, man. All right. You went out there in the regular season and did exactly what you needed to do. You won the most races. You found yourself winning the regular season championship. And then last week, you found yourself getting back to victory lane to start out these playoffs. Dover, completely different monster here tonight. What's your thoughts heading into this one?
Just try to keep everything clean. Just try to get as most points as possible, and pretty sure just try to get experience around everything and take into the next round.
Absolutely, yes, sir. Someone else that finds themselves in a precarious situation right now is Keystone. What's going on, buddy? Keystone, you there, buddy?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right, man. Welcome back. I know pretty hard week for you last week, and I just wanted to say that it's great to see you back out there, my man, and take us through your situation here heading into Dover tonight.
Remember how to drive Dover on a controller is the number one thing. Obviously, the wheel being shot thanks to a few puppies, but just doing everything we can to keep it from breaking free on corner exit. I mean, we all know how Dover is. It gets stupid loose. And hopefully if that happens, I'm nowhere near anybody.
Absolutely, yeah. Dover is... You all are going to have your hands full tonight, that is for sure. How do you feel about your chances here?
I mean, if I can stay in the lead lap, stay, toward the front half of the pack, I might have a snowball's chance. But, I mean, it is what it is. I'm just going to go out there and do everything I can, see if I can get this number 17 back in victory lane. Or in victory lane for the first time. My bad.
Absolutely, buddy. Well, good luck to you tonight. All right. And ending the pre-race interviews with the man who leads the drivers with no wins here this season, but those no wins have not slowed you down at all this season, Gordon. You're currently sitting fourth in the standings, leading those drivers with no wins. How have you been able to summarize your season, and how do you look forward to throughout the playoffs?
Just going to try to keep my nose clean, keep trying to get top fives. It's been a little rough here and there during the season, but we've been keep plugging away, and maybe that win will come.
Absolutely. How do you feel about tonight?
I feel pretty good. I feel like I got a decent truck tonight, maybe top five. I don't know if it's going to be a winning truck, but we'll do adjustments, and maybe hopefully we can get a winning truck and win tonight.
Absolutely, buddy. Well, best of luck to you. Who knows? You could be parking that thing in victory lane at the end of these 200 laps.
Let's hope so. Thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Well, there you go, James. There was some of your pre-race interviews, and not a whole lot of confidence in these guys here tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to see, especially with it being playoffs. I know you might not feel like you have the chance to win, but hey man, this is the playoffs. Why not show some confidence? You gotta, I don't know where I was going with this either, I guess. But yeah, it is a little surprising, but hey, I know sometimes there have been times in the past where people have shown that they have not had confidence, and then they just go out and win the races anyways. So I'm not too worried about people not having much confidence, but at the same time, man, it is what it is, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm trying to get my headset turned on here. I don't know what happened, but I lost all audio here. James, you there, buddy?
Maybe.
All right, there you are. I don't know what happened with the headset. It just turned off, and I lost all audio. I heard what you said, though, through the Twitch stream, but yeah, not a lot of confidence here with these guys here tonight. So, like you said, you never know what's going to happen around these laps. They're all different from each other. But let's go ahead and take a look at your standings here. Tuck, picking up right where he left off in the regular season, James, came out there and got the win there in the opening round of the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he didn't necessarily dominate the race. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, he earned about the same amount of points as second place did. But he came out there, and at the right time, he took first place, and he never let it go and won it. I mean, that's a championship type of driver right there.
Oh, absolutely. You know, championships are not won by winning every single week. You know, you have to be very consistent throughout the entire season, and you've got to overcome some of these races that you're not going to be the strongest in. You know, like you just said, he was not the most dominant truck, but he showed up when it mattered the most. And like you said, that is where championships are made. Like I said, you don't need to win every single race, but you need to be there and overcome some of those challenges that are going to try to prevent you from winning that championship. So yeah, Tuck, showing the strength last week, Tennessee Titan. Did you watch any of the race last week? Obviously, I was unable to attend and be here to do it.
Oh, yeah, 10 probably did one of the worst chokes in NEXXTCAR history.
Oh,
He
yes.
downshifted
Yeah, walk us
into
through that.
in turn one. Well, so from my perspective, him and Pierce, I'm pretty sure they basically kind of pulled away from the pack, but those two are kind of nose to tail. From what I remember, 10 talked about him being on a little bit fresher tires than Pierce, but he kept on making mistakes. I forget what he was asking. I wasn't there actually in the party. I just saw the glimpse of it. 10 was trying to turn off his mirror because Pierce was, I guess, distracting him in his mirror, and he accidentally downshifted, spun, caused the second to last caution actually, and ended up kind of choking that away. He was never able to recover from that.
You really hate to hear it. Tennessee has been one of the good guys in the league that always finds himself up there in the front, but he's been kicking himself a lot, not just this season, but the last couple seasons as well, James. Some of them not his doing. We keep bringing it up, and I hate to do it because it was a really bad time for Tuck and 10, but Watkins Glen, just stuff like that keeps happening that is preventing Tennessee from getting that truck to victory lane. But this one, really, he did it to himself, it's sounding like. So if he's going to get that championship and get up there and battle Tuck, who has been absolutely dominant all season long, he's going to have to start eliminating some of these mistakes.
Yeah, we've seen what mistakes could do to a driver. Example being Nick from last season. He had a chance, I'm pretty sure. Well, I forget, did he make the Final Four last season?
I think so.
Yeah,
he did.
He did, okay. Okay, yeah, he did, I forgot. But I remember I'm pretty sure both races, he made crucial mistakes that really hurt his chances of winning the championship. And he even did so in the round of 8. The only reason why he actually made it into or I think it was round of 6, the only reason why he made it to the championship 4 was because something else happened that kind of allowed him to sneak in. But, you make those mistakes, you are not going to win the championship. You eliminate them, it will be all fine.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And someone else I want to talk to or about real quick. We just talked to him in the pre-race, and that is Gordon. We talk about how wins are so important, but yet he still finds himself right there sitting in 4th in these standings, leading the drivers with no wins. Obviously, the only one behind him that has a win is Nick, and he finds himself going into tonight's race. I know he's not here tonight, but he finds himself below that cutoff line of advancing to the round of 8. But Gordon, while it seems like he has not had a top-tier season to this point, he's still able to find himself so solidly in the top 5. And no shame on the guy, but honestly, it's kind of surprising. Some of the guys that he's beating out there.
Yeah, I do agree with you, but hey, consistency pays, and there's a reason why he's 4th. And I'm pretty sure in trucks he was never really much in danger of going below the cutoff line of entering the playoffs. He was always staying there comfortably. Mm-hmm. He was always getting consistent finishes, consistent runs. Yeah, he had some mistakes. Yes, stuff happened, but ultimately he was always there in the mix. Whether maybe not battling for the win, but at least being there, getting a good run, and as a result, that's why he's 4th.
Absolutely. And one last person to talk about real quick, and that is your 2-time champion down here in the Truck Series, Evo. Last week, going into the first race of the playoffs, he was 5 points below the cutoff line to make the round of 8. Well, going into tonight's race, he finds himself sitting 14 points to the good. So big turnaround last week for him.
Yeah, I do want to mention one thing. He's the one-time truck winner. He is not a 2-time truck winner.
I thought, 10 went back-to-back. I'm sorry.
10 was the one that went back-to-back, yes. But yeah, Evo most definitely had a good run. He was finally able to make it to the race. And Evo, yeah, it doesn't seem like he was once, whatever the saying is. It doesn't seem like he's out of form. Like, back in Season 3 and even Season 4. But he's still a pretty good driver. You can't count him out ever. If he continues making races, he has a legitimate shot at making the championship four, maybe even making a very good run to the title. So, in all, not super surprising, but at the same time, though, this is most definitely what he needed.
Oh, absolutely. This is when the championships show up. Like you said, Tuck last week did not have that car, but right now is when you need to have that truck, and he made it count when he could. But it sounds like they are done with qualifying here. So they should be getting everything set up for 200 laps here around Dover International Speedway. 200 laps of the unknown ahead of us, James. Who is your pick here tonight heading into the second race of the first round?
I feel like I have to go with Pierce on this. He was a very fast driver last season and the season before he won. And ultimately, what kind of screwed him over last season was the battle between Tuck and King Henry. So I do think this time he'll get it done.
I can agree with you a little bit on that, but I'm going to go with Keystone. I know Keystone is not coming into tonight's race. You heard him in the pre-race. He does not have the big confidence that you expect from him because he's had a pretty solid season to this point. And he missed last week due to some personal things that went down. And I think that, honestly, might be something that fuels him here tonight. And I think Keystone, as long as everything goes correctly for him, I know that's asking a lot, but I think as long as everything can go smooth for him and he can continue to eliminate some of those mistakes that he also has been making throughout the season, Keystone could be parking that 17 truck in victory lane. I truly believe he can.
Well, it's only one way to see and find out. And it's not really... Qualifying is a good way to, or not that great of a way to, but it's still a way to, I guess. Pierce is the one with pole. So, I don't know exactly who's up front with him, but Pierce is the one with pole. So, my vote already going to a good start. I only got the one, so apparently I'm just not that popular. Unfortunate. Yeah, I only got the one from Pierce, so it is what it is, I guess. Oh, speaking of your pick, though, Keystone, he's the one that's going to be second for starting the race. So, looks like we got some good picks here for once.
Yeah, I'll be completely truthful. Normally my picks usually don't do good, so Keystone, break that record that I have of not picking good people here.
I think you did pick someone to win at one point this season, and they did win. So I'm pretty sure you have that going for you.
Did I? I don't remember. I know I picked Tuck at one place, and he ended up just messing around with old Tater Tot and wrecking him, but...
So which track would that be? Because there's like 3.
Was that Canadian?
Could have been Canadian. If it was back and forth, then it's Canadian Tire. But looks like they are going into the race.
Yep, we are good to join now. So. But all right, 200 laps here around the 1 mile concrete track at Dover International Speedway. We've said it several times, James, but if you're not careful around this track, old Miles the Monster will reach out and grab you, and he will make you pay whether you're hitting the inside wall or spinning down into the inside wall or hitting the outside wall. 200 laps. Each lap is completely different, but green flag is in the air here tonight. The second race of the first round of the NEXXTCAR playoffs. Pierce is going to clear the field behind him, and he's going to bring Tuck, but 10's going to try to get underneath Tuck back there for second, and Old Tennessee in that 17 did not get that good of a start. Not sure where James is, but Keystone is not doing good as he has gone from second back to 7th. So Keystone, if you're going to get up there and help me, buddy, you need to get back up there quickly. As Gordon now behind him. We got several guys up into the wall. It looks like Jay Black in the 38 is going to keep it going, but he's going to overstep the boundary there. Miles the Monster is going to let him know about it, but he's going to keep it rolling. And who is that back there with him? That's the 58 of Built that is on his inside.
Yeah, earlier I wanted to say this. I think Keystone found out that the Kyle Larson line didn't really work here at Dover. But yeah, he lost a lot of positions.
Yeah, Dover, the best way around this track is you've got to dime into these corners. If you don't, you're going to destroy those right side tires, more specifically that right front. And the fastest line is by diamonding these corners. And we got a good battle side by side up here for the lead with Tennessee behind them. But Pierce Posse in the high line in the 23. Tuck, your regular season champion and last week's winner in the 20 on his inside. But Pierce is going to keep him at bay for now.
Pretty much a whole train on that inside line. No one's really making many moves at this moment. Wonder when that's going to change though.
Oh, if someone was thinking about going to that outside, I'm not sure who that is. That is Ryoku in that 15, the 4th truck in this train. And he was thinking about it, but quickly jumped back down in that line. And then old Michelson showing back up in that 99 truck. We saw him get a win earlier on this year. I don't exactly remember which track that was at. Do you, James?
It was, I'm pretty sure, Pocono. So you were not actually streaming that race. But, Michelson, for the viewers who do not know, I'm pretty sure showed up for the last 2 races in the regular season and last week at Gateway. So this is like his 4th race in a row he's here. Not in the playoffs, but it's always a threat.
Oh, absolutely. I know the one race that he was in probably like halfway through the season. He was in the top 3 because we did a post-race interview with him. But yeah, if he won at Pocono, I most definitely was not here for that one. But yeah, he's always finding himself up front. As you see Tennessee slip up, and that opens up the door for the 15 of Ryuku, trying to make the pass for 3rd as the 2 leaders out front are bumper to bumper heading into 3.
Yeah, Tuck almost made the pass for Pierce. They were side by side at one point, but unlike what Tuck tried to do, Ryuku actually got around 10 to 3rd.
Yeah, but we got 2 guys still way back here all by themselves. That's Jay Black and Built. Jay Black did get up into that wall in turns 1 and 2 a couple laps ago, and he has not really been able to rebound. Trying to run down Buckstopper in the 12, who's right in front of him there in that green Chevy. But someone I want to point out here that is at the tail end of this basically train, but that is Gordon in the number 1. We were just talking about how he is finding himself in the 4th position right now in the standings, James, and he's not been having the best races, but he's always there when it matters the most. And is this race going to be another example of that? Right now, he is currently running around in the 7th position, so it can only really go up from here for him.
Yeah, pretty much. What also helps is that since there's 10 drivers and not everyone from the playoffs is actually racing here, those points are most definitely going to add up. But yeah, I do think it's probably going to be one of those races again. You'll get a good amount of stage points, not a whole lot, probably a decent amount, and then get a good finish for sure. It's usually how it goes.
Something I want to point out here is we are on the roof cam of Tuck in the 20, who's running in second. He had an opportunity coming off of turn 2 to dive to the inside of Pierce going down the backstretch and get side by side with him, as he's going to get another good run on him. This time he is going to try to look to the inside, but that last lap, he was all about pushing that 23 truck. And I wanted to point that out, that I kind of thought that was a little interesting, that right now he's just kind of working with the leader, seeing if they can't break away from the rest of the pack here instead of trying to run side by side. But everyone in the front 7 still bumper to bumper in this train as they head through turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a gap forming, but that's pretty much with fourth and fifth. First and fourth almost seems like they're trying to maybe pull away, mainly first and second, but Ryuku in third has really been kind of impressive here, holding on as Tuck goes for the lead again.
Yeah, you are not wrong about Ryuku. You know, he kind of finds himself below the cutoff line as they're going to get loose coming off of 2, and that opens up the door for Ryuku, who's going to jump on it. I thought he was going to jump to the inside of Pierce heading into 3, but he is going to find his way up to second.
Definitely a good move and good decision not to try and get 2 for 1. I don't think it was really going to work out for him.
Yeah, no, that definitely was not going to be a good idea, but here comes Tuck right back at him in 1 and 2. Little bit of contact there. Ryuku into the outside wall. They're 3 wide coming down the backstretch heading into 3.
Up and 10 got into the inside wall off of what looks to be contact, but it looked like netcode for me.
Yeah, 10 in that 4 truck has fallen back here quite a bit. He now finds himself back there in the 6th position, back towards the end of this train, as he's going to make contact with Gordon coming out of 2. Gordon in that 1 truck, we were just talking about how he's riding around at the end of this thing in 7th. Well, in the blink of an eye, he now finds himself in 5th. So, like we were saying, James, this is the race of 200 laps of the unknown. And you never know what's going to happen. And Gordon found himself right there in the midst of it all, just jumping on that opportunity and taking full advantage of it, just like Ryuku did a couple laps before him.
Yep, just keeping a clean nose sometimes can help you get positions.
But so far, a pretty clean race, as now we got our leader, Pierce Posse, in that 23, starting to really break away from the rest of this field. He's taking full advantage of everything that's transpired behind him. He's getting a nice little gap between them as he's heading down into 3. But these guys, they're getting a little spread out here in the second pack. If they get more bumper to bumper, I know Dover's a short track. It's only 1 mile, but you get a little bit of draft down these front and back stretch. So if you guys get lined up, you may be able to work together and try to run back down Pierce. As you see Gordon trying that high line again to no avail.
Now, let's be real. There's not many people who are willing to try and draft with each other to try to catch Pierce. Even though, honestly, I think Tuck might be catching Pierce anyways, even without any type of help from Ryuku. Even though Ryuku's just, going with them. Yeah, I do think they are catching him. They might actually be faster than him.
Yeah, maybe that's maybe Pierce is trying to back up to them, try to conserve some things, his tires and all that, because Dover destroys those right side tires. There's no doubt about it. So maybe he's just doing a little bit of a gamble, Figured he had that big couple second gap. Just back up to him and try to conserve while you can.
It wouldn't be a bad strategy. But something tells me that might not actually have been the case. Just like hitting the wall there. But I think we have 10 going down pit road. Yes, we do.
So there's 22 laps to go this time here in stage number 1, and they have to pit one more time, so they cannot make it to the end. So maybe that trying to save tires isn't why he's backing up to him. Maybe they're just flat out faster, but like you said, Tuck is doing it pretty much without the help of Ryuku.
Yeah, Tuck does seem to be the fastest one on the track at the moment, or at least until 10 comes out of pit road, but yeah, I don't know if Pierce is maybe faster on the setups. Oh, he is going down pit road right now, so it doesn't matter.
I'm not sure what happened behind the top 5, but there is a huge gap. Now the top 4 behind Gordon. Oh, okay, I see 10 pitted. A couple other guys pitted. Jay Black. I see why there was a gap.
Yeah.
So we missed some green flag pit stops there. But yeah, like you said, Pierce giving up that lead, coming to get that green flag pit stop to make it to the end of the stage.
Yeah, and I'm looking on the stream right now because that's how I usually do the laps and all that. There may have been a chance that he sped down pit road.
Oh,
it did
boy.
not look like he even got below 40, let alone going down 35. And yeah, he got a pit speeding penalty.
That is a hard break for Pierce. Giving up the lead, coming to pit road, and getting a speeding penalty in the meantime. That is going to hurt him, but the good thing is there's still a lot of racing left in this one, so.
Yeah, this does give me some deja vu factor in this, so. Kind of did this last year, except obviously different circumstances now, but he did do something like this last season, and it did hurt him then. It's most likely not going to hurt him now since it's the first round and it's not even the last race of the playoffs, so it won't be too bad this time around.
No, but overall, if you want to, be very consistent with the championship, these are those mistakes we were talking about. You got to eliminate. You can't keep compounding mistakes,
Yeah, you do not want to be pulling what I done in season 5 and average over a pit speeding penalty per race. I'm pretty sure that's the case. I don't have any mathematical proof. I could probably get it, but yeah. Right now, Pierce is last. That is not including how everything is going to cycle out. Some people do need to make their pit stops, like Buckstopper is doing right now, but yeah. He is in front of Gordon right now, too. I wonder if Gordon got a pit speeding penalty as well. He had to have, because he was not that far behind Pierce.
Yeah, we're getting word that one truck of Gordon did indeed get a speeding penalty as well. So these are the first round of green flag pit stops, James. And that pit road is already proving to be an issue.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the hardest pit roads in general, honestly, in NASCAR, whether in game or in real life. So treacherous to try and get in. And I think it does. I do recall. I think Matt Kenseth was like barreling into the barrels, trying to come down pit road, and yeah, there's been a few moments where pit road has not really helped these drivers in any way.
Oh, most definitely not. We're waiting to get word if the 15 or 20 sped. It doesn't look like the 20 sped, but that 15 may have, because he came in right on the back bumper of the 20. He is not leaving with them.
I almost wonder, though, if Tuck actually did strategy. That's honestly what it more looks like, but at the same time, though, I can't really tell. Especially since, if I'm not mistaken, Pierce is still behind him. Yeah, I think Tuck took 2 tires or something like that. Did some type of strategy call.
Yep, we just got confirmation that it was a 2-tire stop for Tuck and no speeding penalty for Ryuku. So clean stop for those two. We saw where Pierce made the mistake while leading and can't come to pit road and sped. So not an issue for Tuck and Ryuku this time, as Ryuku's going to make the easy pass on J Black on these 4 fresh tires. But old Michelson all over the back bumper of Tennessee now, heading through 1 and 2. So Tennessee's definitely got a battle on his hands. Not only the track, but he's got old Michelson as well, as they're going to make it 2 wide now through 3 and 4. Turn 4 is not the time to go 2 wide. It can get very tight, and before you know it, one of y'all could be up into the wall. Whether it's the guy on the outside getting pushed up or the guy on the inside breaking loose and heading towards that pit road wall on the inside. So side by side, 2 wide coming out of turn 4. You can get away with it a couple times, but I wouldn't keep pushing your luck.
I wouldn't either. Well, we do have some news. 58 looks like to be blowing an engine. He is out the race. Or some type of mechanical failure. I don't know which yet, but
Oh, yeah,
he
he
is
did take it
out.
to the garage, didn't he?
Yeah.
But the 23 of Pierce Posse, he was leading, but he found himself making a big mistake coming to pit road on the first green flag pit stops. If these drivers can't get that pit road entrance figured out, James, they are in for one long race here tonight.
Yeah, yeah, let me tell you, it's not an easy pit road to get into, but you do have to nail it down. I think we're coming to 9 to go. Yeah, we went to 9 to go, so now we're coming to 8 to go in the first stage.
Yes, sir. 7.5 laps to go here for Tuck, the man who won the regular season championship and then came out here last week and got it done in the first race of the playoffs. Finds himself leading by a little bit. Was that 2 tires the right call? But Ryuku is slowly but surely running him down here a little bit.
Well, before Ryuku can even get to them, he just caught 10 in Michelson on older tires, so it really just depends on how well he can get around them.
Oh, he's
And let me
making
tell you,
short
they're
work
not
at 10. Hey,
really trying to.
yeah.
They might be able to do it. But Michelson's not going to be completely easy to pass either.
Oh, most definitely not. And this is where the 3 of you guys have got to start working together. Try to run down Tuck. You know, by yourself, you're probably not going to be able to run him down here coming to what I believe 5 laps to go. So work with the guy. You know, get it to be a 4-horse race instead of just a 1-horse race right now that it is up there, you know?
Yeah, but this is NEXXTCAR. Why would these drivers do that?
It's Ryuku
Ryuku
does
got
clear
around
them both.
That was actually kind of fast. He has a very fast truck right now, probably due to the fresher tires, but I don't know, man. I don't know if he has enough time. Maybe a lap or 2 short, but he has a fast truck right now for sure.
Yes, he does. Honestly, it's not someone I was looking towards tonight, but maybe we made a mistake here, James. Maybe it's going to come down to Ryuku and maybe Tuck. And if Pierce can rebound from that mistake, he definitely looked like he had a pretty fast truck tonight. So,
Yeah, for sure.
but old Michelson and 10 continue to battle, but Ryuku is ever slightly getting closer and closer to the back of Tuck.
Yeah, just the question though is just, does he have enough time to not even just catch him, pass him? I think
3 laps to go in this stage. Ryuku is there.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised. I mean, yeah, Tuck's on 2 tires, but 10 and Michelson were barely ever able to catch him. Now Ryuku's just hunted him down.
Ryuku is a man on a mission right now. He missed last week, so that definitely hurt him in the points. If he could get past Tuck here with 1.5 laps to go here in stage 1, these would be some very crucial points that would help him out tremendously. But now he's up there to Tuck, and here at Dover, catching him's one thing, passing him's another. White flag in the air here for stage number 1. Ryuku making a hard charge into turns 1 and 2. He's going to get a big run on Tuck heading down into turn number 3. Tuck's doing a pretty good job, though, of James, of keeping him at bay heading into 3, coming to 4.
Yeah, I think Ryuku just needed 1 or 2 more laps to get around him, but Tuck is going to be your stage winner.
That was a good run by Ryuku. I know he didn't win that stage, but those 8-10 laps there definitely provided some positives for him. Something that you got to go back and look at as you get closer to the end of this race and figure out what exactly you just did now, because my man was a bat out of hell those last 10 laps.
Oh yeah, and not only that though, it got everyone's attention too. It had to have. Like, yeah, he's on 4 tires, but he passed Michelson in 10 on the outside really easily, and he nearly got the stage win from Tuck.
Yep, so definitely if you're Tuck, you're definitely keeping an eye on that 15 truck. I mean, the dude is coming to challenge you, and like you said, he was about a lap, maybe 2 short of maybe passing that 20 and getting that win. So whatever you did, if you're Tuck, I might not do again. 4 tires may have been the right call.
Yeah. It was close, but at this point with this stage, it's probably going to be longer. It's probably not the call here.
And a horrible restart for the 20 as Ryuku's going to take advantage. They were almost 3 wide heading into turn number 1. They're going to be 3 wide further back, but a terrible restart by the 20, and he is going to fall all the way back to 3rd and being challenged by J Black. Tennessee made a move to his inside to make the pass for 2nd by Ryuku, getting the big run off that high line, and he is going to lead his first lap here at Dover in this one.
And now the real question, though, is how good is Ryuku when everyone's on even ground when it comes to tire-wise?
Yeah, this is really where you're going to have to prove yourself. You got all 9 drivers lined up here, bumper to bumper. Everybody, like you said, on even ground, all 4 fresh tires. So this is where you're going to have to dig in. You're going to have to find your inner self, as you're not going to have to make mistakes like Tennessee just made in opening that door for Tuck coming out of 2.
Yeah, this is most definitely something that Ryuku will love for tend to continue his ways of what he did at Gateway. Let's honestly hope that he doesn't do the same thing that he did at Gateway, because that caused a lot of carnage anyways, but yeah, it was not the prettiest moment. Yeah, those mistakes right there. 10 just did it again, drove it in a little too deep, and got loose as a result. That is not going to help you in this race. And I mean, he got passed for 2nd. Potentially going to get passed from 3rd from J Black.
Yeah, here comes that 38 truck of J Black in the Frontline Enterprise camo Ford F-150. That is a beautiful looking truck, and he is making that truck look good up here and possibly making the pass for the top 3 as he's going to run Tennessee up wide. Tennessee's into the wall. That's going to stack up Keystone out back, and here comes Pierce Posse on the inside following old Michelson and bringing Buckstopper and Gordon with him heading through 3 and 4.
Yeah, almost a good enough slide job of sorts, but that ultimately did not work out for J Black at all.
I mean, it worked out for J Black a little. No harm, no foul. I guess he did lose a position. Never mind. But Tennessee definitely got the worst of it. There's no doubt about it. But Buckstopper, where is the 12 come from? You know, we didn't really talk about him a whole lot there in stage 1, but now he finds himself up here in 6 as Tennessee is going to push Gordon a little wide there heading through 1 and 2.
Yep, 10 tried to look on the inside of Buckstopper, just nearly did the same thing he did the previous 2 times that he went into turn 1, but this time he didn't actually go up the track.
And while all that was happening out back, I went to the lead, and we were side by side there with Tuck and Ryuku. So Tuck was looking to the inside of Ryuku, but Ryuku got a big run off of 4 that time on that high line, and he was able to clear him back. And I'm surprised Ryuku's not going back to that high line where he just got that big run off of 4. But not this time. He's going to continue to run that bottom, but I don't know. Some of these guys were trying to make that high line work, and if you can get it to work here at Dover, it works great. You get a huge run off these turns, but so far no one is really trying to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I don't know if they want some PJ1 or some type of traction come out up there before they go and actually use it. Unfortunately, there's going to be none added here because it's a video game. So that sucks for them, but yeah, I do feel like I think that was Buckstopper that was just using it, whether purposely or not. If you, like you said, if you can make it work, it can work really well for you. But Ryuku just right there. But he usually doesn't use the outside line, but when Tuck just got right to him, it's like he's kind of using that outside line as a more defensive line, so Tuck doesn't get under him and complete the pass.
Oh, absolutely, you know. And someone who just used it as well was Keystone on getting by Gordon. And he's still on his outside. Gordon making a big charge. He's going to push Keystone up the track. They're going to be side by side. Gordon's going to give the position back to Keystone. I think he realized that was not the right move and the right way to try to take that position. And that's really going to hurt Gordon as he's going to fall back to 9th. Keystone up to 8th. But a huge move there by Gordon. Full sending it into turn number 1 that last time by.
Yeah. Meanwhile, all that's going on. 3rd, 4th, and 5th of Michelson, Pierce, and J Black, they are catching the front 2. Even though Pierce going under, I don't know, purposely, under Michelson wasn't really helping that, but he's going to fall back in line. These three might end up catching the front 2, especially if they keep on battling on, as Tuck is trying to do right now.
Side by side for the lead through 3 and 4. Ryuku on the outside, getting passed by Tuck into 20. I thought Ryuku was going to try a crossover. I think he could have, but decided to back off as Tuck's going to overdrive it. And here comes the 15 right back at him out of 2.
That was a good move, and Tuck just hits the wall. Ryuku back to the lead.
And here comes the 3 behind him.
Yeah, I mean, all this battling is just helping the 3 behind them. It's not the front 2 are not really working together. I don't completely blame them either, but just is what it is.
Yeah, Ryuku down the front stretch that last time caught a little bit of the outside wall there right about the start-finish line and slowed him up a little bit. Here comes old Michelson about half a second behind these guys. And like you said, they are slowly but surely running them down, especially with them battling as hard as they are. And with him, he's bringing Pierce, who's up to 4th now, who's rebounded nicely after that pit road speeding penalty in the first round of green flag pit stops. And he's going to try to look to the inside.
Yeah, Pierce is a smart driver. I'm pretty sure he is going to probably look to the inside of Michelson, purposefully at least, a little later once they catch these guys draft, I should say.
Yeah, Pierce gonna leave that door open. J Black really thought about taking it. He most definitely did. But decided to back out of it and just let Pierce have that position. And now J Black all over the track heading into 3. I think he hit that bump that we were talking about in pre-race, James. And it got that 38 truck all out of whack. But he's right back on the back bumper of Pierce.
Yeah, at least he's still there for sure. But going past these 5 drivers, 10 looks like he's starting to make a teeny bit of a comeback, even though by himself, which isn't really good for him. Starting to make a little bit of a comeback after we do have a change for the lead.
We have a change for the lead. Yes, sir. Tuck getting past Ryuku. I was watching old Michelson and Pierce here. They were side by side coming out of 4. And with them battling like that, you can see just how much bigger that gap is between 2nd and 3rd. As here comes J Black hard on the inside into 3. He's going to make contact with old Michelson. Pierce is going to back off, maybe thinking they were going to wreck or something. But J Black is going to save it coming out of 4.
Buckstopper heavily hit the wall hard. He just lost 2 spots to Gordon and Keystone. But yeah, 10's now there. It's become a 4-pack that's not really organized. So they're not really much going to go anywhere. But if they do get organized, it will most definitely help. And I almost wonder if, in order for this pack to really catch the guys up front, if Pierce might be the one to lead. Because we saw Michelson carry them to there, but it stalled out at a point, and it seemed like Pierce and J-Black kind of got a little restless, which ultimately kind of killed their momentum.
Coming to pit road.
Yeah, that's how it goes to pit road.
Gordon's right on the outskirts of this group too. Tennessee pitting really kind of hurt this group a little bit. It slowed them up as they were all, he was the 2nd or 3rd truck in this 4-pack, and him pitting really kind of slowed him up as J Black's coming to pit road now as well.
A lot of people are actually going down pit road. Well, yeah, one other person, meaning Keystone. So yeah, a lot of drivers going down pit road. Hopefully not to the garage though.
Yep, but no signs of the 20 or 15 slowing down coming through 3 and 4, so they're going to stay out a couple more laps. But, you know, we were talking about now's the time to see if Ryuku has what it takes when everyone's on a level playing field. I think he does. Yeah, he lost the lead back to Tuck, but you know what? He's keeping with them, and I think Ryuku, at the end of this thing, may have a really good shot of parking it in victory lane.
Oh yeah, for sure he does. The only thing that's somewhat concerning is that there's been a consistent gap, and I feel like it's grown ever so slightly bigger. And it does concern me a little bit because if he loses his draft, I wonder if he's going to fall back a lot or if he's actually able to keep up. And I don't know if he's going to be able to keep back up. Well, this corner might actually show me that it might have been just a random chance, but he hit the wall, so that does not help.
You got old Michelson, you got Gordon, they're making their pit stop, and still no sign of Tuck or Ryuku possibly coming to pit roads. They're heading to 3 and 4 now. Neither one of them taking a shallow entrance, so they're going to be staying out a little bit longer here.
Pierce is going to be going down pit road as well, and he's most definitely taking a different approach. Make sure to try not to get a speeding penalty here.
I mean, I don't blame him after getting the one in stage 1. Learning from his mistakes. That's what racing's all about. If you're going to be good and you're going to be consistent, you've got to learn from your mistakes because you're going to make mistakes. They're going to happen. So you got to learn from them. And like you said, he was slower, and it looks like he may have learned from his Tennessee is coming up behind your 2 leaders on those 4 fresh tires, but he is a lap down. So he is going to try and get one of his laps back, I guess, the hard way here. As it looks like... Never mind. Disregard. I thought Jay Black and Keystone got into the outside wall coming out of turn number 2, but they did not, as old Michelson is right in their tire tracks as well.
Well, leaders just went by Pierce as well as 10. You just kind of saw how pitting earlier just kind of really helped 10 get a huge gap between himself and everyone who's at least pitted that was around him before pit stops happened.
Oh, absolutely. You know, pitting early does help you, but then eventually your tires start to fall off more than theirs, obviously, so the advantage starts to swing the other way a little bit, but I don't think here at Dover is it's looking like Ryuku's coming this time, and he is. Is he going to play Tuck's hand as well? Yes, he is. So both your leaders coming to pit road this time. Tuck and Ryuku. Ryuku all over the back bumper of Tuck, heading onto that commitment cone line and onto pit road. So that is very interesting. Both your leaders coming to pit road literally together.
Yeah, honestly, it was a great entrance for Ryuku. I expected the gap to close a little bit, but he closed it up big time. And depending on how this pit stops will go, I mean, who knows what's going to happen.
If you're Tuck, do you do 2 tires again, or do you look at what Ryuku did, and do you take 4? But he's taking 2. Ryuku's just now leaving his box. Tuck trying to get lucky once again to not have enough laps for Ryuku to run him down. And here comes the rest of the field past Ryuku. Pierce by him. Jay Black. Old Michelson.
Doug got a big gap between him and 10, who's second, I'm pretty sure, right now. Yeah, Ryuku's... I don't think he's going to be coming back from this. This is a very big pack to try and get through. And we do have some stingy people here that are not necessarily fond of being passed. And
Ryuku in the wall! Ryuku spinning down the backstretch!
I don't know if this is going to bring out a caution or not. been a minute. His J-Bike
Just
was
caution out.
involved, but that was pretty much it. But right now, as Ronnie's doing his thing, Tuck still in command of the lead. 10 is really far behind him. Even though on 4 tires, Tuck does have at least two newer tires. The only time will tell how this will end up, but not looking so good right now for 10 and the people behind him.
No caution for the spin by the 15. We stay green. 9 laps to go, coming to 8 to go this time. That,
Not a complete surprise.
you
honestly.
hate to see that though for that 15 truck. He was doing everything right there. Was running right in the tire tracks of Tuck, the leader, keeping pace with him, getting, like you said, that gap was growing a little bit, but nothing substantially. So he was doing everything he needed to, but just, it's racing, I guess, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think what happened here was much of his fault. I think it was just more a racing incident, if I'm not mistaken. It's not like he did anything bad, but
I think he hit the outside wall coming out of 2. I think we got a replay of it. We'll take a look at during the break between stage 2 and 3. I'm pretty sure he hit the outside wall, and when he did, he, obviously bounced off the wall and then got hit from behind, and that's what spun him. But we'll definitely take a quick replay at that here in a minute. But Tuck, is he going to sweep stages 1 and 2?
looking ever so likely as each lap goes by. Especially since there's lap traffic, technically speaking, between on the 20 and the 4. I don't know if Buckstopper got a pit speeding penalty, but he is in between both Tuck and 10.
Coming to 3 laps to go this time here for Tuck. His biggest competitor this stage was just spun out down the backstretch a couple laps ago. So Tuck has got a nice little gap behind him. So 3 to go this time. Can he hold on to win stage number 2? Tennessee's got himself a nice little battle here between old Michelson, Buck. Is Buck a lap down?
I'm pretty sure Buck is a lap down, yeah. Because 10 is second.
And Pierce is in third, who just chopped his nose off heading into 3. They're going to be 3 wide. Buck's going to be smart and back out of that one. That would have been bad if they'd have stayed 3 wide, but side by side for second. 2 laps to go.
Yeah, Pierce with fresher tires. I didn't see 10 being able to hold the position for long, especially since Pierce, it's not like he's slow. He is most definitely fast, and he is the pole sitter for this race, so.
Yes, sir. You got to be fast to get the pole. So that means Pierce is definitely fast, but we have not been able to see him get that long run speed. And the one that does seem to have it is that 20 truck of Tuck, who's going to come through 3 and 4 for the final time here in stage number 2. And that 20 truck is going to sweep stages 1 and 2. We're going to get a big battle all the way to the line, but it's going to be Pierce getting second, Tennessee third. Never mind.
Oh, no, it was, for whatever reason.
Breaking news! At the end of stage number 2, the 4 truck of Tennessee Titan blew his engine.
Yikes. Big
Mechanical issues for the number 4 at the end of stage number 2. Unbelievable. I don't even know what to say now. He was running third, finished stage 2 and third. But now finds himself sitting on pit road.
Yeah, that was pretty bad, but race goes on.
You hate to see it, you really do, but green flag is back in the air here for stage number 3. Tuck, once again, not the greatest restart there. Pierce into the outside wall. Several guys in the outside wall coming out of 2.
Yeah, that was most definitely close, but we say green.
Here comes old Michelson up to second.
Haven't really much talked about him all that much as we're used to. He usually has been pretty much up there for every single race, and while he's been top 5, had a very fast car, he hasn't really just shown the speed to win the race.
The 15 of Ryuku just about got Gordon heading into turn number 3 and 4 there. He was underneath Gordon. Gordon didn't care and slammed the door shut, cutting his nose off, almost pushing Ryuku down the pit road. But Ryuku now paying the big price as he is way behind the field.
Honestly, it's not the first time something like that has happened. Not saying with Gordon, but it's not the first time something similar to that has happened to him in this season, which is honestly it honestly kind of frustrates me to say it, but it's true.
Oh, 100%. It's very frustrating, because, you're out here racing your race, doing your own thing, and, Ryuku's already frustrated after what he did there in stage 2 after the pit stop. So the man's frustrated as we got major contact coming out of turn number 2. Pierce is around. Buckstopper is going to keep it going straight, but that may be bringing out a caution.
That had to have. It almost looked like something happened. I don't know if the 99 lagged on his screen, but something happened that pushed his car. It tried to slow him down, and his truck just went to the right, crashed into the wall, and just took out Pierce. I'm surprised, honestly, that the game did not call it, but that had to be a caution.
Yeah, most definitely. Caution is out. Let's see if we can go take a replay of what happened to Ryuku there when he got up into that outside wall. As you can see, everything is good here through 3 and 4. And then he pushes up right into the wall and gets hit by J Black from behind and just could not save it afterwards. So it's nice to finally have the replay system up and working again. But yeah, just horrible break there for Ryuku. You hate to see it, and then he got a little bit of a big break there because had he not have gotten his nose cut off there, honestly, by Gordon, who now finds himself in the 3rd position, Ryuku may have found himself in the middle of that carnage that happened coming out of turn number 2.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate event led to a fortunate event. That's honestly all I can really say about it.
Sorry about that. Had to make a little administrative decision there. Pierce is getting his spot back. Everyone who was involved in that wreck due to the lag is getting their running spot at the time of the lag caution. They are getting their positions back. So that is why you see Pierce going all the way back up towards the front. And there goes Ryuku. Everyone is doing their choose cone roll. So everybody picking that inside line, James. But to me personally, that outside line has been the way to go on these restarts.
Well, it honestly just depends on how good of a restart Tuck has and how good of a restart Keystone has. There's only one way to find out, though.
Yep, and Tuck has not been having the greatest, and I think that might be a penalty on the 15.
Yeah, just kind of.
He jumped down into that lower line way before we got to the start-finish line.
Yeah, you hate to see it, but that is obviously no, not even just in here, the real life. There's reasons for it, and
he's up into the outside wall anyway. He's going to go around. He's going to take out several guys with him out back.
That is a caution. For sure. There's no way that's not. Actually, game caution this time. This is going to be somewhat of a break, though, for Ryuku. As if I had to assume, I don't exactly know. But he probably will just be going to the tail end, and then that's pretty much it. But I do not know the official wording of what's going to happen now.
Just a warning issued to the 15 for changing lanes. So nothing severe, just a warning. It's not an ongoing issue with them, so just a little warning for them. But let's restack them and let's get them going here. Green flag is back out here in the air for this one, James. Honestly, it's been a pretty clean race so far, up until about now.
Yeah, this is kind of a weird timing for the cautions precautions, but it honestly has. We had literally 0 cautions aside from the stage breaks after second stage, or before second stage was over, and now we already have 2. So, I don't know, man.
All right, here comes the 17 of Keystone. He's showing up finally. He was my pick to win it. Let's go, Keystone. Get up there, buddy. Running around in that 3rd position. You got Pierce in 2nd, Tuck in 1st. Old Michelson, I believe, back there in 4th. J Black way up the track. That's going to open up the door for Ryuku, who's going to get into the wall. Here comes Buckstopper giving him a big push down the front stretch.
And Buckstopper, I think, thought about trying to go on the inside of Ryuku. Ryuku somewhat closed the door, but he did leave a lane, and Buckstopper, I think, lifted anyway, so.
Probably the best decision right now, to be truthfully honest.
I do agree.
But old Michelson finding himself up here in the 4th position right now, running behind Keystone, Pierce, and Tuck. And he's got the one truck of Gordon right behind him, that bright neon yellow. And then a big gap back to Ryuku in 6th, and then 7th and 8th back behind him. So kind of getting a little bit of a three-pack field right now, as you got Gordon making a pass on old Michelson.
This is a good pass. Up to 4th. Looking like he has some speed. Trying to surprise the field. See maybe he even can get the lead. Almost hit the wall though, but he didn't.
I think Ryuku... Nope, I thought he hit the wall again, but he did not. Yeah, like you said, that was a clean race, or a clean move there by Gordon. Gordon is kind of earning a little bit of a reputation as the Ross Chastain of the NEXXTCAR Racing League. But that was a very clean move he made, and maybe another one here on Keystone coming out of 4, as Keystone left the door wide open for him that time.
Yeah, I do know about the Ross Chastain aspect of Gordon, let's just say. But, yeah, 2 clean passes up to 3rd. Keystone and Michelson about made contact because Keystone had to try to keep it off the wall. But Gordon into 3rd, I don't know if he's going to be catching these guys, though.
Yeah, he's falling back a little bit. Pierce able to keep up with Tuck there, but those two are starting to kind of pull away from each other. You know, all these guys back here shuffling around and everything, all that's going to do is allow them to pull away. But Gordon finds himself kind of the middleman right now, kind of in no man's land. You know, he's got the 3-pack behind him, the 2-pack in front of him, but he does look to possibly be catching up to the 2 in front of him.
Yeah, I wonder if he just got into the draft. He may or may not have. One driver I do want to keep my eye on though right now is Ryuku. He's actually in 5th, got around Keystone, looking to go for a Michelson. I think he might be driving a little angry. I don't think he really hit Keystone or anything, but it definitely seems like he's coming with a full head of steam.
Oh, yeah. You know, Ryuku is definitely pretty upset about things. You know, not really anything that anyone else did to him, to be truthfully honest. I mean, he hit the wall, brought out that caution, and then that second caution, I don't know if he hit the wall or not coming out of 4. I'm not exactly sure what transpired there. But, yeah, I mean, kind of a couple mistakes that he's really, truly made to himself. You know, so it's not like he can be angry with anybody else, but here he is looking to make a move on old Michelson heading into turn number 1.
Almost got under him. I actually thought he was gonna move him a teeny bit, or at least give him a little bit of a bumper, telling him that he's there, but definitely did not do that.
No, and Gordon isn't really catching up to these two anymore, you know. I thought he was, and he definitely did catch up a little bit, but he's kind of stalled out here a little bit. But he got a great run through 1 and 2 there. He definitely caught up to him a little bit. But now he's kind of stalling out behind these guys, getting in their dirty air, and definitely probably not making it too easy on him. But he's coming, man. He is definitely catching up this lap. He is putting the hammer down, and he is cutting into their lead. And a huge gap out back to 4th.
Yeah, like I said before, Michelson has not had the race-winning speed. And Ryuku at times, not even just talking about here, but at other tracks or in other races, he's had a hard time getting around people. Something that I've have struggled to do so as well. Sometimes it is just hard to pass people, and I think he might be having that time with Michelson right now. He's faster, but can't get around him. This might actually be his chance to get around him at 4th.
Yeah, they're side by side in front of Keystone and J Black, who's a little further back. But Ryuku making the pass for 4th that time out of 4.
Now, all we need to see is if he can catch back up.
I'll tell you who caught back up. That is the one of Gordon. Pierce has got an absolute mirror full of that bright yellow machine behind him. And Gordon, we talked to him in pre-race, James. I brought it up. He is leading the drivers with no wins this season, sitting 4th in the points. And what a time it would be now to get a win. So he knows what's at stake right now. He's in 4th, so he's sitting pretty solid heading into the second round here. But to get a win, that would build up a ton of momentum for this number 1 truck.
Yeah, it will almost feel like it would guarantee him a spot into the playoff, into the next round. I'm not doing the points this week. I'll try to do them next week or during the race so I can update the drivers. I'm just a little too mentally tired.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right now, but yeah, I think he's about nearly guaranteed anyways. Or if he gets a good result here, might be winning it will most definitely help seal the deal.
I'll tell you what, Ryuku has not been able to pull away from old Michelson. Old Michelson is keeping pace right now all over the back bumper of Ryuku. So, you know, we were kind of not really doubting the speed of old Michelson, but right now he's showing he has the speed at least to compete for a 4th place spot. So, old Michelson not making it easy right now for Ryuku.
You almost just wonder, though, as I am going to be keeping my eye on some things, if that's actually because Michelson truck is starting to come alive a little bit, or if Ryuku's truck is just stalling out a little bit.
Yeah, no, most definitely could be 2 different scenarios going on right now. You know, maybe old Michelson's got a long run truck set up, and Ryuku definitely 100% has the short run speed. No doubt about it. When, you know, earlier on in the race, he had the fire off the restarts, but someone else... Oh, Gordon hard into the wall, just as I was about to talk about him.
Caster Curse decided to do it, let him hit the wall before he even said anything.
It knew it was coming, but man. But Tuck's starting to pull away from Pierce a little bit too.
Yeah, he's been putting a good gap between him and Pierce to where Pierce is not really in top 30 air. He has no draft. And it's interesting because Ryuku's not really much making a gain on Pierce either, so Ryuku's not the only one stalling out. But it's not really the greatest of times for his truck to be stalling out on speed.
Yeah, 73 laps to go in this one, James. So a lot of racing left here tonight. But yeah, if their truck is set up for the short run, I think I would be swapping that a little bit under this next pit stop and looking for that long run speed. Because we haven't had a whole lot of cautions here tonight. And the ones that we have been bunched up. So your truck hasn't really been able to come to life a whole lot. So all you really know is that long run speed. Because in stage 1, we didn't have any cautions. So these guys really need to try to think about maybe setting up these trucks for that long run speed, because these cautions just have not really been coming tonight. As Gordon back into the wall.
What was coming, not even just for him though, Tuck hit the wall a little bit. Pierce was able to make up some ground on him. Not much, but not... Tuck is still probably going to pull away though. Pierce just does not have the truck right now to keep up with Tuck.
Yeah, I don't know if a whole lot of people have the speed to keep up with Tuck. The only one that has been able to show that speed is currently sitting back there in the 4th position, way out back, battling old Michelson. Ryuku he had the speed coming into that last green flag pit stop, but just obviously, things didn't quite go his way. But he's about the only one that was really able to truly keep up with this 20 truck. But, I mean, Pierce is doing a great job. If Tuck makes a mistake, something that is very rare for Tuck to do, he's there. Him and Gordon both, they're there to pounce on it and take advantage of it. But, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Pierce did close the gap down to 410s. But it just does not seem like he's really much made any more ground. Actually, in fact, he is losing a little bit of ground now, down to 6/10 again. And yeah, it's just stuff is just not working out for everyone else.
Yeah, someone else that it's not really working out for right now is the 38 of J Black in that Frontline Enterprise. He's not really been able to keep up either with the guys in front of him. Even when old Michelson and Ryuku were battling side by side and swapping positions, they were pulling away from Jay Black. So he's just not really got the speed tonight either. And that's something that Dover's weird. You either had the speed or you don't. As Jay Black is coming to pit road, everybody's coming to pit road. The entire field has just made the pit stop coming to... Caution's not out, is it?
No, caution is not out.
Buck stoppers on pit road. Literally every single driver has just come to pit road together.
Yeah, now, from what I am seeing, is there are 68 more laps. Probably gonna be 67 now. Here's the thing: their fuel window is gonna be like roughly what 32, 34. 35 laps, depending on how much they save. If they can save at least like a lap or two in this fuel run, and then do it again next fuel run, they only have to do it on one stop. And that's kind of crucial here, because it's going to be a lot of time, obviously, if you can save all that, but it just depends on if they can. Also, Keystone just merged, not even coming off of 2, he merged immediately. I don't know how that is officiated, but he merged basically immediately.
So Keystone pitted a lap prior in a pit speeding penalty for the 17.
Ooh,
so
that makes sense why he came out that late.
Yep. Yep, speeding penalty for that 17. And I mean, he was doing decent. He was restarted, what, second that one time on the outside of Tuck, and then kind of really fell off pretty quickly there. But yeah, speeding penalty for that 17 truck. Definitely not what you want right now, as you are still trying to battle your way into the next round of the playoffs.
Yeah. What does help him, obviously, is that for at least this round is more of who can consistently show up as once again, because his last week was the same. Only 8 playoff drivers actually raced. 4 didn't race for different reasons, but 4 again are racing for different reasons as well. So he's at least got that going for him. He raced last week as well. If he makes next week, he should be fine. But when it comes to round of 8, like we've mentioned before, you gotta be minimizing mistakes. You cannot afford to have mistakes like that.
Oh, absolutely. And someone that absolutely capitalized off that green flag pit stop is that 20 truck. He has got a huge gap back to Pierce and Gordon. The top 3, they stay in the same order, but just much bigger gaps between all 3 of them. Gordon's still right there on Pierce, but now the question is, can he run him down? We've talked about it several times. That dirty air, can he run him down? Ryuku is in front of old Michelson still. And who's back here behind old Michelson? Is that Buckstopper? No, Buckstopper is just now off of 4. Who is behind Ryuku?
That is J Black. That would be J Black.
Okay. When I was on
Ryuku.
Ryuku, it looked like an all-out black truck. I don't know what was going on there. But yeah, that is J Black back here. So J Black still holding on to a 6th place spot right now, but pretty solid run for him so far tonight. He'll come out of here with some decent points.
Yeah, I don't. Right now, I think time. I think Pierce and Tuck are probably running similar lap times, but Gordon has been running a team at faster lap times, and he is in the dirty air of Pierce right now. He has closed that gap big time.
Yeah, yes, he is right there on the back bumper of Pierce. Pierce makes a mistake. He's right there. Sorry, I was yawning. I am exhausted. But Gordon trying that high line now. We saw a couple people, including Gordon, try that earlier on in the race, James, and they weren't able to keep it out of that outside wall. He was able to keep it that time, but it's just no one has really been trying that high line. They tried it a little bit. They were able to get some runs, but then everybody kind of abandoned that outside line. And now the racing line is back down to that inside line, but no one, and it surprises me that no one's really tried that high line because, like I said, if you run it correctly, you get one heck of a run off the turns.
It's just, I guess, a matter of do people feel confident running that outside line. If they don't feel confident and feel like they messed up like every other lap, then it really isn't worth it going to that outside line. But if you can make it work and consistently make it work, it will most definitely benefit you. But I just wonder if they think they won't be able to do it consistent enough.
Oh, yeah. And if I'm Gordon or old Michelson, who's back here behind Ryuku, and Gordon's behind Pierce, I'm going to try a higher line to try to get out from that dirty air that, those trucks in front of them are kicking off of them. Try something different, because if you're running their same exact line, you're going to get that dirty air all the way around this track. But if you go to the higher line and get out of it, as J Black is starting to kind of run them down in front of him, but you got to search. You got to try to find a different line, and no one's really seeming to do that too much right now.
Yeah, even though Pierce has made up a teeny bit of time, only 2/10, not much, but yeah, I don't know. It is honestly the smartest thing to try and experiment a little, even though he is gaining on him, so I can't completely fault him too much for trying to stick to what he's been doing. But it's not all that much. Maybe experiment one lap. I know you do have someone behind you, but maybe experiment. I mean, if you're Gordon, though, you most definitely can experiment. You have no one behind you pressuring you.
Mm-hmm.
Why not experiment? Because, I mean, if it works, it works. If not, you're not going to be losing a position, not unless you royally screw up and spin yourself out.
Right.
But, like, other than that, no one's behind you. Why not try to do something different? Why not try the outside line, see if you can maybe even get around Pierce and try to go and attack Tuck yourself?
Well, something Tuck is going to have to worry about here, something that no one's really worried about tonight, is lap traffic, as he is really running down that 17 truck of Keystone, who had that speeding penalty. So Keystone is looking at going a lap down here by that 20 truck, and it's going to be interesting. Is Keystone going to run Tuck a little hard? And if he does, how much difference does that help Pierce?
That's pretty much only one way to find out. Like I've said before in other situations, I honestly have no idea. I feel like Keystone will give him the line because there's not all that much to fight for right now. As I said previous, he's made both races, and he's not locked in, but he has a very big cushion. So I don't know if there's much of a reason to fight him.
Nope, doesn't look like he's going to.
Yeah, didn't look like he was going to either.
But Ryuku has... Wait a minute. J Black has cracked the top 5. I'm not sure what happened to Michelson, but Ryuku all by himself, and out back, J Black has gotten past old Michelson off of turn number 4. Michelson back into the outside wall, coming down the front stretch, but J Black pouncing and getting himself inside that top 5 for now. Can he hold off old Michelson?
Yeah, that was... Pierce was wondering the same thing about with Gordon, because Gordon was on his inside and almost got the pass, but Pierce was able to get the runoff to keep second. But they lost nearly a second on Tuck with that exchange, so... Yeah, I don't know. This might be Tuck's race to lose.
It's like I said, I may be crazy sometimes, but sometimes I do know what I'm talking about. Work together, damn it. Get yourselves back up there. Make it a 3-horse race, not just a 1-horse race. Kyle Busch said it best. I don't remember who he was mad at in one of the races, but he was furious because the guy tried to pass him instead of working together. And
Alex Bowman, my guy.
Huh?
Gosh, I remember that. I'm pretty sure it was Bowman at one of the plate tracks.
Wasn't it? Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was Bowman.
But
I think it may have been when he was subbing for Junior too.
But it just comes back to that mentality, you know. Why race the guy in second and keep yourselves out of a chance of winning? Start working with the guy. What do you have to lose? You're with him anyway, you know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But like you said, they've lost about a second off of Tuck, and Gordon really loose coming off of 4.
Yeah, but you just wonder though. I don't think he's going to play much of a role, but he might play a role in how much more time they'll lose as they're going to be catching up on Keystone.
Talk about catching up. In about a lap and a half here, that 15 truck is going to have his hands full with the 38 of J Black. J Black, who passed old Michelson, has left old Michelson in the dust, and he is now about half a second behind Ryuku in that 15 truck, who is currently running in 4th. So we have several key battles going on right now a little bit. You got Gordon up there with Pierce, and now J Black joining Ryuku back here for 4th. So 2nd and 4th, got some good battles heating up here.
Oh yeah. I do want to bring our attention back to 2nd place. They have finally caught Keystone. I just wonder if maybe Pierce may have caught him at the wrong time. Maybe Keystone, depending on where he passes him, obviously, might slow down Pierce. Don't know yet, though.
Yeah, right now, coming out of 2 would be about the best spot. But
yeah, and then trying to clear him at 3, potentially. I don't know, though.
I don't know. Keystone, I wouldn't say he's really blocking, but he's kind of swerving. There he goes. Now he's going to let Pierce a little bit of contact, but Pierce and Gordon make their way past.
Yeah, I don't know if that was contact or if Keystone saw Pierce where he was and just kind of overreacted a little. We know he is on the controller, so
I forgot about
and
that. Yep.
he's usually on the wheel, but on the controller maybe just a little bit of an overreaction. I don't know though.
And Ryuku's starting to pull back away from J Black. Maybe J Black used up a bunch of a lot of his tires trying to catch up there to Ryuku, but Ryuku's starting to pull back away from that 38.
Yeah. Honestly, aside from the battle from second, there's pretty much not all that much going on here. Just racing basically by yourself. I don't know if Touches got into the wall or what, but that happened. I mean, Pierce is not really catching up. He made a few tenths back on Tuck, but starting to lose some again. Pit stops aren't going to be happening until like another 10 to 15 laps. Honestly, kind of boring. No offense, but 8 people in a race just kind of bound to happen. Oh, actually, pit stops might be happening very soon. It looks like, yeah. Up Tuck is going down pit road. Will anyone else join him? Yep.
Basically,
Pierce,
the
Gordon
entire
does,
field's
Keystone
pitting
does.
again.
Well,
Besides
except for
J
one,
Black.
Yep, J Black's going to go out an extra lap. Will that really do him any good?
I don't know.
I don't know.
When the entire field comes down, I think this is your time to come too.
The only thing that really does go for him is the fact that they are a good amount of laps short, but I don't think he'll be able to save like 4 to 5 laps of fuel. Gordon could potentially do so that is something to keep an eye on out as well, but I just don't know if J Black can do that. Unless he was saving some fuel during this run.
They're coming to 38 laps to go this time. Or I'm sorry, they just took 38 laps just now crossing the line on pit road. They are 6 laps short of making it. So that is a lot to save, especially here at Dover. The gas always flows a lot quicker than normal.
Yeah, so I don't know either.
Buck Stopper's on pit road. J Black has made his pit stop. He's currently sitting in his box. Buck is going to pull off. Here comes J Black. He's about to leave his pit stop right now. And let's get back out.
Michelson's in front of, or Michelson was in front of Pierce. I almost wonder if he took 2 tires, which is an interesting call right now, but yeah, he definitely does not look fast at all. I think he did take 2 tires.
And Gordon is going to make easy work of that.
Yeah, not much of a challenge there.
I don't know. I don't know if I like that call, honestly, by old Michelson. I like the call if we were having a lot of cautions tonight. But considering we've only had 3, maybe 4 cautions, besides the stage breaks, yeah, I don't like that call, to be truthfully honest. You can't rely on cautions, but someone who benefited once again from this was Pierce, because Pierce has got a big gap back to Gordon.
Yeah, he didn't actually lose all that much time to Tuck. It's around right where they came in at. So, definitely helps them, but at the same time, though,
Yeah,
I guess it also helps Tuck.
J Black didn't lose that much to Ryuku either. He's maybe only lost maybe half a second, which isn't anything, you know. So everybody kind of came out exactly how they were prior to the pit stop.
Excluding on Michelson, of course, but yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Uh-oh, Buckstopper just hit the wall coming out of 4. And yeah, he's right in front of Tuck too. Or he's gonna be in front of Tuck in like a lap or 2, but more lap traffic. But knowing Buck, he usually gets out the way.
Oh yeah, you can always rely on Buck to race fair. You know, when you do catch up to him and you are attempting to put him a lap down. Not that it happens often, but he always races fair. He races clean, and he has no problem giving you the right of way. As you can see him giving Tuck all the room in the world there heading into one.
Yeah, it almost looked like he may have slowed Tuck down a teeny bit, but like he's still pulling away from Pierce. Pierce has not made any time on Tuck at all. It's not looking all that great for everyone here except for Tuck.
We got a great battle going on right now. Ryuku's probably going to make short work of it because old Michelson is on 2 tires. But Ryuku is going to make the dive into turn 1 and 2 on the inside, and he is going to clear old Michelson. And now, how long does it take Jay Black to run down old Michelson for 5th? Yeah, I don't like that call there by old Michelson.
Uh-oh. Ooh. Buckstopper got a little loose coming off the corner and almost, or actually he didn't get loose, he hit the wall, almost took out Pierce.
Well, that could have changed things significantly had something happened. But even with all that, Gordon's not any closer.
Yeah, I don't know if he had to react to that or not, but yeah, not really all that much closer.
But yeah, no one has really had anything for that 20 truck here tonight. They still got to make one pit stop here, but with 24 laps to go this time, it's going to be interesting to see if we get one of those late race cautions here that just throws a wrench in everybody's game plan.
Yeah, it can most definitely happen. You have Jay Black and old Michelson. Those two are now together. Obviously not actually like touching each other, but those two are battling. See what happens here.
Yeah, it did not take Jay
Black
Black
is
long
there.
at all. I think old Michelson's getting it, and he's coming to pit road. Yes, he is. Old Michelson coming to pit road.
I almost wonder if his strategy was to get 2 tires, try to stay out in front as long as possible, and try to hang on, try to stay up there, and then come to pit road a little sooner, or a little sooner than most people, and he did not really much make up any time, if I'm being honest.
And here comes Jay Black. Jay Black coming to pit road, seeing what old Michelson is doing, trying to even the playing field here, so these guys can make it to the end now. So this is very interesting, but this is very early pit stops.
Oh, Pierce is going down pit road, I should say.
These are very early pit stops. You are asking a lot out of your tires with 23 laps to go.
Yeah, but I mean, who knows? Maybe this ends up being the right strategy call. This depends on when when Tuck finally goes on pit road, as he's still
Breaking news! The 23 truck of Pierce Posse speeding on pit road.
Well,
The 23
again,
for the second time tonight has been caught speeding onto pit road.
I mean, I said it before. Yeah, this round is not gonna affect you all that much this round, but you have to minimize these mistakes, especially when you're in the round of 8. That's where they're gonna be really crucial at. And trust me, as someone who's sped down pit road probably, like I said, on an average of more than 1 time per race, it's something that, yeah, it's somewhat hard to do, trying to get it under pit road speed or pit speed, but like you have to minimize these mistakes. Because you're not going to win a championship doing stuff like that. It's not going to happen. Heck, someone actually costed me a championship in Season 5, so there's that to throw out there.
Oh yeah, these mistakes, yeah, like you said, you can get away with it right now. But once you get less drivers into playoffs, that's when you've got to eliminate them because they're going to cost you more.
Yep, and I'm going to use this example again because, honestly, I can. Nick, we saw what happened last season with Nick. Yeah, he made it to the Final Four. Just barely, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But he made mistakes at Texas and even at Phoenix, and he ended up finishing last out of the people in the championship 4 when it comes to standings.
20 laps to go, and we are going to have another big battle on our hands as Jay Black is really running down to 15 of Ryuku, who is now looking for that third place finish.
Well, actually, I don't know if they're fighting for third. They might be fighting for third when everything cycles out, so I guess that's true. They both have pitted, though, so there's at least that.
Gordon has cut the lead from 3 seconds down to 2.4 now to Tuck. Gordon, be careful, buddy. You might burn your tires up a little too early. You need them to last 18 more laps.
Now, unless he does plan on going down pit road in a little bit. But by the way, I'm pretty sure Jay Black went down pit road. I'm pretty sure we saw him pit. Yeah, he was the second.
Yeah, he was the second guy.
Yeah, that's not Jay Black behind Ryuku. That's Old Michelson behind Ryuku. Jay Black's in front of him, so he's already around him. Nash has a big gap in between those two as well. He is trying to catch Gordon right now, but yeah, Jay Black's been fast in the second half of this race.
Yeah, I don't know what that 38 truck did at about the halfway point of this race, James, but the man has been a rocket ship. In the first stage, he wasn't really anywhere close to breaking into the top 5, but right now, he is having one of those possible championship races right now that we talked about in the pre-race. It's all about, putting it all down when it counts. Well, right now is when it counts. You might not get up there and win, but this could be a race that determines whether or not you make it to the next round.
Yeah, I don't completely remember. I'm gonna actually go and look this back up. I'm pretty sure last season, Jay Black was one of the drivers that got eliminated first round. So I'm pretty sure he does not want to replicate that again.
14 to go.
Oh, never mind. I can't look, so I have no idea. Oh yeah, no, he was. Yeah, he was. I think just right on the cusp of being in, but he did not make it out of the first round last season. So I am sure, as my controller just dropped to the floor, I am sure that he is not trying to replicate that and trying to prove this season.
I'll tell you who's trying to replicate what, though. Tuck is trying to replicate what he did at the beginning of this season. He won the first 3 races this season, and he is looking to try to go back-to-back to start the playoffs. What a season it has been for this 20 truck.
Down pit road.
But he is he's going to have to try to hold on here for a couple more laps. But where did Gordon go?
Well. He went down pit road.
I thought Gordon pitted already. Did he not?
He did not.
Oh. Well, I thought he did. So Tuck hasn't pitted yet then either?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
Now
that's right, because they all pitted like 35 laps too soon.
Yeah, but Tuck is on pit road though now, so I'm pretty sure that will cycle everyone out.
Yep, Buckstopper's leaving. Gordon should be leaving his within the next second or so. Yep, there he goes.
Unless he got a speeding penalty, but I don't think that was the case. I just wonder though, how much time did they lose to everyone else? Because there goes Gordon leaving, and right there is Ryuku and Jay Black. Ryuku just got around Jay Black,
and they are side by side, or they were.
Yeah, there goes Tuck. Buckstopper's gonna pass him, but I think
Gordon really aggressive with his move into 3 on Jay Black and Ryuku. Splitting the C's, going back into the position. we have got a huge battle now. J Black hitting the apron. That's about the last thing you want to do here at Dover, because it will shoot your truck way up the track. But Tuck still way out front. Tuck, I'm sure, probably took 2 tires once again.
Probably. And when there's like what, they may have just got past 8 to go, or they're coming to 7 to go maybe right now, something like that. Why not do it? There's not much time left. Why not do it? The only thing that would really hurt him right now is a caution, which could theoretically happen, but I don't know if it will happen.
Eight laps to go this time. There's really no battle for the lead right now, but it is all for right now for third. As Keystone's going to come up the track, I thought he was going to come up right in front of Ryuku coming out of turn number 2. I don't know if he didn't see him there or what, but Gordon has really used these 4 fresh tires, and he is pulling away from Ryuku and, J Black. But can Gordon, on those 4 fresh tires, run down Tuck on those old 2 fresh 2 tires? But I don't see Gordon anywhere behind Tuck.
Yeah, nah, he's nowhere.
There he is.
He's gotten away from second or from third, but I think there's way too little time for him to.
Yeah, 7 to go. Yeah, way too much time. As Tuck is heading into 3, Gordon's right now coming off of 2.
Yeah.
But the big battle right now is back here for third. Ryuku and J Black. Who would have thought, James? I'll be honest, if you'd asked me if these 2 would be fighting for a top 3 finish, I'll be honest, I don't think I would have agreed with you. But here they are, finding themselves in prime position right now to get a podium finish.
Yeah. And for the viewers at home, that is Keystone, that he is a lap down, so he's not going to. Well, actually, I think they got past him anyway, so they would. I guess they would know. So that's a lapse on my part, but yeah, I do agree. I probably wouldn't have agreed with myself if I were to say that, but honestly, I do sometimes welcome a surprise like this. It's nice to see them running well.
Oh, most definitely. Especially, Ryuku's had his adversity this season, in Cup and Truck. A lot of things have not quite gone his way, but if he's able to come out of here with a top 3, that would have to feel like a victory at this point of the season for him. Same with J Black. J Black has not always had the best of speed, week in and week out, but right now he's showing that he does have that speed for at least a top 3 finish. So both of these drivers, they get this podium finish here, it might as well just feel like a victory.
Somewhat. I don't know if Ryuka would say the same thing at least. I know he's most definitely a driver that could get a win. And I mean, he's had the fastest truck at one point. I don't think he has the fastest truck now. Time at least doesn't seem like it, but he definitely had a fast car, fast truck. So, I wouldn't put it on him. But I think we're coming to the checkered flag.
We are coming to the checkered flag this time. Yes, sir. Here comes Tuck. You mentioned fast trucks. Well, he had it tonight, sweeping it. Tuck getting back to victory lane for the 2nd week in a row to start the playoffs. Gordon, 2nd. Ryuku in the wall. Not going to be. Here comes J Black, but Ryuku's going to hold on for 3rd. J Black for 4th.
Well, that was probably not really all that exciting finish. I don't know how action packed of a race it was, but yeah, Tuck swept everything.
But man, what a solid race for several of these drivers here tonight that really needed it. You know, Jay Black found himself a little ways down the points. He needed a good outcome coming home in fourth. Ryuku, we already talked about him. Gordon, he was leading the non-winning drivers sitting in fourth in these points. So some big points here. Tuck getting the win, but we're going to step away here and get ready for post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Girl, you got me shook from the way your body looks. Got me riding hooks, got me feeling like a rook. I don't do it by the book, but for you I'll take a look. Don't know what your mama took, sweet and spicy like a cook, yeah. I'll keep it real, let's make a deal. Buy you a meal if you just let me feel. Get out your heels, grab on the wheel. Back to my place at the top of the hill. Don't have regrets, I know what's next. She need a fresh, I'll be back in a sec. Look at them legs, don't make me beg. Back to the room, let me show you my bed. Yeah, your body feels like taking on a drug. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling numb. Everything you do, I can't seem to get enough. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling numb. Touching on your body feels like taking on a drug. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling numb. Everything you do, I can't seem to get enough. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling numb. I could look at you all day, watch the way them hips sway. Love your body, so I pray, don't you dare take it away. Can't control what I say, lost my mind cause your frame. Hey girl, what's your name? Lit me up just like a flame. Body in motion, I feel the commotion, be on you like lotion. I'm honest and broken, I flow like the ocean. I feel you were chosen to fix me, I'm broken. My heart that you stolen, hey. Stay with me, play with me, lay with me. Hate to see when you leave, chemistry feels like it's destiny. I just want you laying next to me, and I really don't want you to ever leave. On your body feels like taking on a drug. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling numb. Everything you do, I can't seem to get enough. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling numb. Touching on your body feels like taking on a drug. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling numb. Everything you do, I can't seem to get enough. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling numb.
Yeah, let's go. I'm unstoppable, do the impossible. I'm irresponsible, yet I'm phenomenal. I got an arsenal, I'm dropping bombs, you know. No, I'm not stopping, no. Conquer the obstacle. To the top, here I go, think I'm chosen to be the king of rock, think the people have spoken. I can hear the tick-tock of the clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna pop, causing all.
All right, welcome back here to Dover International Speedway for your post-race interviews, starting it off with the man who had a huge chance of getting a podium finish here tonight, but just came up short coming out of turn number 4, Jay Black. What a race you had tonight.
Yeah, man, it was a pretty good running truck, much better on the long hauls. You know, run some practice laps early before the race, and it showed, you know, proved to pay off.
Yeah, I would definitely say it paid off. Where did that speed come from? In the first half of the race, it just did not quite seem to be there, and then your truck just came alive.
Yeah, man, I started messing around with some tire pressures and some different settings, and seemed to find something that worked pretty well.
Well, whatever you did, it worked perfectly for you. So, you came into tonight's race sitting 6th, 13 points above the playoff cutoff line to make the round of 8. How did that affect your game plan going into next week at Talladega, which is, I don't even know what to say, it's a free-for-all basically?
Yeah, man, sitting where I'm at in points, I'm just trying to get as many points as I can get. And as if you notice, I don't have no stage wins, I have no wins, no fast laps, nothing. So just showing up and trying to stay consistent.
Absolutely, man. Well, you were definitely consistent tonight, and you put on one heck of a show out there.
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir. Moving on to our third place finisher, Ryuku. What's going on, buddy?
I'm so mad at myself for making those tiny mistakes that I did, and but at the end of the day, came out with a third place, and I'm happy with that at least.
Absolutely. I made a mention to James pretty close to the end of this one how if you or Jay Black, when one of y'all got this top 3 finish, it was going to feel pretty much like a victory. With as much as adversity as you guys have gone through this season, how does that compare?
Honestly, after just having to rebound after all the small mistakes, it's just I'll take anything I can as long as it's within top 5 or at least running well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you came into this race 8th in the points, just 1 point above that cutoff line, with Buckstopper being the difference. How does this, coming away with this top 3, how does this affect you heading into next week at Talladega?
Well, with missing last week's race, I was just so much pressure and just trying to get something here to maybe set myself up for Talladega. But for sure, next week I'm gonna drive the wheels off of this truck to possibly get a win.
Absolutely, man. Well, it can definitely be done at Talladega. I know you made a couple mistakes here tonight, one bringing out a caution, but hey, like you said, you rebounded nicely, and great job coming away with the top 3.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. And moving on to, and not throwing any shade at the guy, but maybe the biggest surprise of this race, because I'll be honest, Gordon, talking to you in pre-race, you did not sound confident at all coming into this one.
I was a little bit not confident, yes, I'll admit that, but I was just trying to keep my head thinking positive things and just try to get a good run.
Well, you put on probably your best race of the season, and what a time to do it right here in the first round of the playoffs. So same question I asked them. Next week's Talladega, you're still winless, but you lead the drivers of the winless, sitting 4th in the standings, very comfortably moving on to the next round. How does that affect you heading into Talladega?
Just going to go in, run consistently, and be there at the end and try to go for the win.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Moving on to the guy who won last week, came into Dover, and is going back home with another trophy. Tuck, you had a pretty solid race here tonight. Walk us through it.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Felt good in the first stage, battling Otto and Pierce, and second stage was pretty good, but last stage was good too. So all around good racing. Congrats to everybody on their runs tonight, especially Gordon. Run of the season for him. Seeing him up there, thought he was gonna maybe catch me, but after that last pit stop, but got it done. So move on to Talladega.
Absolutely. You just brought up my next question, pit stops. We saw you at the end of stage 1, at the end of stage 2, 2-tire pit stop strategies. Did you know, because they were catching you there at the end of stage 1, were you worried at all about the 2 tires not being the right call?
Well, yeah, the stage 1, I was worried because old Michelson was catching me. Then it kind of leveled off with him, and then saw Otto past him, and he got to my rear bumper with about 2 to go. Was it Otto?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 2 to go, and I was like, well, I mean, I had a big enough gap if he would have got me, but the old Michelson, but no, held on for that. Then stage 2, same thing, and then the end of the race, played it again. So, also congrats to 10. If 10's listening, 10 won his first Dover race by himself tonight, also as well. So,
Hell yeah. It's about those small victories.
Give a shout out to Tennessee. I mean, he was the man on a mission. I heard about it the whole rest of the night. So, congrats to 10.
I felt his presence on the track a couple times.
So
yeah.
So how do you feel about next week at Dega?
Just gonna try to go out and have fun. I mean, Talladega's always a draft track. Gonna have probably say the dark horse for it's gonna be J Black. J Black always runs good on these tracks, so we'll take it one lap at a time. Try to find some dancing partners and get a good finish.
Absolutely. One last question for you, and then I'm going to pass it off to James because he has a statistic to tell you, Tuck. But your restarts were not the greatest tonight. What was going on with those?
Oh, I mean, I just fucked up every a couple times. But
Because one time you got forced 3 wide in the middle.
It's just screw. I mean, because it's a way different change than after the manual cautions than the game cautions. Like it's different where you like start. They don't start at the box. So I mean, kind of just like trying to like figure out. I mean, I got nailed on the finally got it nailed on the last time, but yeah, it was a learning lesson. Tell you what. So
It looked like it. James, what you got for Tuck?
Well, before I say anything, I do want to congrat, whatever the word is, everyone. I'm sorry, I'm still mentally exhausted, but congrats on everyone with the race. Race not the most exciting, but at least it wasn't like how last season ended up. So
Yeah, no one's trying to kill anybody right now.
What happened last season? I forget.
Last season, D Blood and 10 wanted to kill each other, and a couple.
Oh
other
no, that
people.
was also.
No, we're
It was
talking about this with King
it
Henry.
was me and the king too. So
Yeah, me and King Henry. But Tuck, I don't know how you feel about this, but you are now tied for 4th on the all-time wins list for trucks, and one behind current owner of the league and Nick. Do you have any words for that?
yeah, it was just pretty cool. Honored to just be able to race with all y'all, and hopefully Nick can be back here soon. So.
Yep, all right. Yeah, like I said, congrats everyone. Congrats on the win, Tuck. And I am done.
No questions, James?
You know I usually never have any questions.
I've stopped asking. All right, well, that is going to do it for 200 laps here at Dover International Speedway. Next Sunday, they take on the high banks of Talladega Superspeedway for 94 laps. That's anybody's race, so it could be anyone below the cutoff line who can go out there and get that win, and who knows, that could be the big difference. But tune in next Sunday when they head to Dega. But that is going to do it for James and I here from Dover. Have a good one, everybody.